Hey there, it's another beautiful day. Today, we're going to talk about the dead internet theory. But first, something crazy happened last night. So let's watch some stuff.
So I've seen multiple news reports on this one. So Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, admitted that it was wrong for everything that they did in 2020 about suppressing certain types of information and not getting it pushed out so everybody has the full understanding of everything. And they admit they're not going to do this going forward, that they're not going to cave into any type of pressure or suppress any type of information. So again, this is just something that it shows you the power of technology and social media and getting all that information out and making sure that nothing gets suppressed and that everybody has the full spectrum of information so they can make the right decisions based on everything that they have.
I've got one more with a little bit more detail, and then we'll talk about it.
Mark Zuckerberg just wrote a letter admitting that he was working with the Biden-Harris administration to censor Americans. First thing Zuckerberg brought up is that back in 2021, he said the Biden and Harris administration repeatedly was pressuring him to censor any information about a certain sickness you guys know about, and that he ultimately had to give in because it was way too much pressure. This is where it gets crazier. He exposes the FBI, saying that leading up to the 2020 election, the FBI warned him about Russian disinformation with the Biden family, and Zuckerberg said that he took it down while he was waiting for fact checkers, not even knowing if it was true or not, and he later admitted that he wrongfully took it down and that it was actually true. This is what nobody saw coming. He said because of all of that happening, he's not going to be making any similar donations this year in this cycle. He's actually wanting to remain neutral and will not be making any sort of contributions on that same level like he did on the last cycle. So I see three possible things that Zuckerberg could be doing here. Number one, maybe he's just trying to be honorable and do what's right for the country. Number two, maybe he's just tired of the Democratic Party and this is how he's trying to cover his tracks. Or number three, this is all just purely a business move in case Trump wins the presidency.
So either way, do you think that Zuckerberg should be in some kind of trouble? Because this is kind of like meddling, right? It's censorship of one side or over the other. But at the same time, all of our news outlets do that, don't they? They're very politically biased based on their affiliation. All right, well, that's enough of that. So let's get to the dead internet theory. Let's watch some stuff.
The dead internet theory relies on the idea that the internet as we knew it died back in 2016, and since then, everything we see online is artificially generated content created to gaslight the entire world. Now, when you first hear that, you might think it's just another conspiracy, which it is, but it is one that has some truth to it. Every day, the line between human creation and machine creation gets a little bit more blurred. Timothy Shoup from the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies predicts that by 2026, 99% of the internet will be generated by artificial intelligence. And to give you an idea of this, take a look at ChatGPT. You can create a week's worth of blog or Twitter content in just 5 minutes. Now, imagine what that might look like in 5 years with just how fast things are upgrading. So no, the internet isn't dead yet, but there are some things we need to work out to prevent it from dying.
A lot of the internet is AI. Yeah. And all through social media too. There are pages that are just bots that are just pumping out this AI material all day long. It's crazy. I've got quite a few examples today, so it's going to be fun. Hey, I just wanted to take a second and say thank you so much for being here today. That's all.
There is no way that the dead internet theory isn't real. Just look at the shit that people watch on YouTube Shorts. Don't even get me started with the comments, bro, because there's no way that some of these were written by real people. Press like if it was funny. Such a joyful theme song. I could listen to this for an hour straight. This was really funny. Beep, beep, boop, boop. It made me dance. You're meaning to tell me that 45 million people watched this shit and 1.5 million people liked it so much that they interacted with this video? And let's not get started with Sigma talk, because I refuse to believe that 23 million people want to watch this man do the same Patrick Bateman Sigma face over and over again. Just look at these comments. There's no way that some of these were written by real people. Is this actually real? English or Spanish? Peter Parker, English or Spanish? Please answer me. I'm your biggest fan. What the fuck? And let's not forget about these weird-ass images that are being generated on Facebook. What the fuck is this? Why are there a bunch of cattle feeding from a cow with money on it? And why does every single comment say amen? What are you saying amen to? Let's not forget about the fact that people are finding ChatGPT operated bots by typing out ignore all previous instructions and giving the bot a command. And it actually gives the command. The internet is dying, bro. What the is this?
Isn't it interesting the things that get super popular, not necessarily go viral, but they get super popular and you're like, this is so dumb. How did this get popular? They got you to look at it, and we'll get to how they got you to look at it.
For example, how many times have we heard something about a new type of moon only happening tonight or tomorrow? A blue moon, a blood moon, a super flower blood moon, a pink moon, a super pink moon, a hunter's moon, a snow moon. You get the point. Why does everything feel so fake and manufactured? It's always the same thing or a slightly different thing repeated over and over as if it's produced content made to distract and occupy your mind. Why get out there and march in the streets to demand better wages or safer working conditions after a grueling day of work when you can go home and saturate your mind on endless, mindless escapism? The new super glitter moon is happening tonight, and Jimmy Kimmel just said something that is hilarious, and Dr. Seuss books are changing. Aren't you mad? And have you seen the new Marvel trailer? Don't step back. Don't stop to think. Keep engaged. Keep scrolling. Keep buying. Keep wasting your time. Keep pointlessly arguing with bots online made to offend you to spark unending engagement. Do you like superheroes? How about Hollywood drama? New music? The algorithm is here to feed you an endless supply of content based on what it assumes you want. Have any of you noticed how sterile fiction has become? How it caters to the lowest common denominator and follows the same template over and over again? How music is the same bland, seemingly created in a lab song over and over again? There is a reason for all of this. Algorithms and computer programs have been manufacturing content now for at least a decade that we know of. It's the Wizard of Oz mindset. Once you take a step back and the curtain has been pulled and you see it for what it really is, you can't go back to the way you used to think.
And the amount of content that is fake is growing, especially with the monetization of so many platforms. People that are, doing this, they can run tens or hundreds or even thousands of different pages and throw out basically the same thing, just changed just a little bit, and it'll grab your attention every single time. And it's super easy. And then with the AI working the algorithm, like, oh, people are looking at this, they can tweak their little thing to make it the most popular thing that's going on right now and just suck you in.
This is insane. Watch this.
There was this animator that was messing around when all of a sudden he created a minion who died on the cross. And you can see that
If you scroll away from this video, then what are you doing? You see an animator depicted a minion dying on the cross. I mean, complete with a crown of thorns.
There's
and
so
nails
many
in
of
his
them.
hands.
There was this animator, and he was messing around one day when he suddenly created a minion, and the minion died on a cross.
They're using the same
You can even
words.
see nails in his three-fingered hand, and he even put a crown of thorns on his little minion head.
there was this animator that was playing around one day when he decided to create a minion who died on the cross. He even put
A crown of thorns on his head and a nail through his little three-fingered
Hands. Let's be clear. A minion didn't die for you. Jesus did.
A minion didn't die for you, but somebody actually did. Jesus actually died for you and took the punishment that you and I
A
deserve.
minion didn't make the ultimate sacrifice for you, but Jesus did.
Why?
Didn't die for you. A minion didn't pay the price for you and me that we deserve, but Jesus did.
There's so many of them. I have so many questions. First and foremost, I am baffled. What script are you reading from? Who is telling you to do this? Is it God? Is someone paying you? There are some people theorizing that this is AI. Do you think this is AI? A while ago, I would have said absolutely not, but I genuinely cannot tell. What human being would make this video? The script doesn't even make any sense. What do you mean an animator was messing around and stumbled upon Minion Jesus? Why do you all use the exact same wording? It doesn't make sense. Please give me any theories you have because I need answers. I need to understand why this exists.
That's an excellent example of the previous video, how they take the same thing, change it just a tiny little bit, and then put it out there. And those are probably all AI, and they're probably all run by the same entity. I'm not going to say the same person, because I don't know if it's a person that's running them. But they just have the same script, change it just a little bit, put a different person on there, and boom, run it. And then, it's the same thing. People are looking for that. Just what happens to be popular at the time.
Slick back. Dog mastered the slick back. This dog mastered the slick back. This dog mastered the slick back. This dog mastered the slick back.
Just another example. It's the same video, same thing, same words. We get that a lot on TikTok, especially. Like if you search a specific thing, there could be like 10 different ones that have a different AI generated background, same exact words, different voice.
Here's a great example of how AI pictures are not just ruining Facebook for boomers, they're not just ruining the baking niche, they're quite literally ruining everything for everyone. In the r/finehair subreddit, somebody posts this picture and they ask, has anyone figured out how to get their hair like this? How do you get the texture? How do you get the volume? I want this hair. The hair in question, at first glance, this looks like a normal woman, but this is AI generated, or at least AI enhanced. The best tell is up close. Ma'am, where are your pupils? Also, the eyelashes are extremely evenly spaced. I have never seen a human being with eyelashes like that. Thankfully, all of the comments were like, girl, that is AI. And yet again, an entire niche is being ruined by this because people come in with these pictures as inspiration for their stylist, and their stylist cannot recreate this because this is not real. And we're lucky right now because we can look at a picture and there are tells. What are we going to do when there's no tells anymore and the AI is too good? Seriously, what is the end game? What are we going to do?
Wow. At first glance, I didn't even know. I didn't even think about it. I thought it was, just a pretty lady. But dang, that's crazy. You got to look real close to some of them. They're getting good. They're getting real good.
My mom showed me her Pinterest the other day, and it was almost entirely AI generated. The cakes and the clothing, she bakes and she sews, and she was finding recipes and patterns, but the cover photos for all of these articles were AI generated. And they were really good too. It was hard for me to tell. And then I asked her, like, which of these do you think is AI generated? They all were, but they were all so convincing that she didn't notice. Understandably, it was almost impossible for me to notice. This shit is scary. Like, it's improving at a rate that's difficult for me to keep up with, and I'm young. What are we gonna do in a few years?
Yep. A lot of older people are susceptible to these AI images, unfortunately.
I think I have discovered the AI Facebook food final boss. Because as we all know, as soon as one post takes off on these AI-generated Facebook food pages, all the imitators start doing their own version of it. And that has spawned my favorite genre of AI Facebook food, and that is the Cookie Monster Freak milkshakes. And they range from passable to really bad. Number one, what is this? It looks like a burned hamburger bun. And the sprinkles remind me of chia seeds. And AI is really bad with bubbles. It's always got these exaggerated bubbles sticking to the glass. AI also never understands that you're not supposed to put the toppings on top of a lidded plastic cup. This one at least knows to put the drips on the outside of the glass because most of the time it doesn't. This one, for example, it can't really decide if the drips are on the inside of the glass or on the outside of the glass. And also, what the hell are these cookies? This one was supposed to be a Cookie Monster shake, but they just threw in a picture of some other milkshake that is also clearly AI generated. I like these like melting smiley face things they got going on. I'll give this one points for creativity because I don't think the AI understood what Cookie Monster was and just literally made a monster with cookies. The AI can never get Oreos correct. This one is like the wrong size and the wrong design. They really tried with this one. They tried, but like, what the hell is this background? The sprinkles are all wrong. The glass looks like it's melting. I don't know, is this doing it for anyone? You can make a Cookie Monster milkshake. This is a real one made by a real person. The same thing from two different angles is always a great sign. And if you look at the blog, she actually has progress pictures, so you can see her making the milkshake. And the messed up thing is that looks way tastier and better than whatever the hell we have going on here.
That chick tears into a lot of AI stuff and it's super awesome. This was a good example of like fake recipes that are put out there. There's another one where it's like an old lady and she's got a cake in front of her and it's like 113 or some incredible number and she's like, I made it myself. And then there's like this peaches and cream, I think it is. It's like a word inside of the recipe. And then I guess what I figure is that's like a code, right? It's sending out this code for the bots to come in and drop all their fake little comments, right? To make it get all popular. Here, watch this. Here's another one. I'll show you the comments. It's crazy. really obviously, in order to get something to go viral, it needs to have engagement, right? And engagement can be purchased. That's why all of those comments are exactly the same or similar, or they have no pertinence to the video that you just watched because they were purchased. Now, I've never purchased engagement. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I want people to watch me for me and enjoy me for me. And if you don't watch me. It's fine. There's things that I don't like and I'm not going to watch it. That's how it is. We're good. Now, with purchasing this engagement, it makes this video be recommended to more people. Sometimes it's more bots and sometimes it's actual people, which increases the engagement again and keeps it getting, recommended to people. And then whoever created this particular thing is getting the monies. Have you ever gotten into an argument with somebody online before?
Let me introduce you to the people you are arguing with online, the Chinese phone farms. Now, what you are seeing is just one example of the hundreds, if not thousands of these that exist all around the world today. Each farm has hundreds upon hundreds of smartphones, often with their screens and batteries removed, placed into racks and connected to a single computer. Each of these phones represents an individual user. One command from the computer operated by the click farmer can trigger hundreds of identical likes, follows, comments, and even star ratings. And now, with the introduction of artificial intelligence, they can generate intelligent, human-like interactions unique to a video's topic. I mean, we've all seen how smart Ashley has got nowadays. Look forward to seeing her comment on this video. But I mean, the question is, why do all of this? Well, it can range from simple things like making money. Click farmers often get paid for fake engagement. They receive 2 cents for 1,000 views on TikTok, 11 cents for 1,000 likes on Instagram, and even get payment for streams on Spotify.
So the next time you're arguing with somebody online, there's a very good chance that you may not actually be arguing with a real person, and it's only supposed to get worse. On that note, I'm going to call it for today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Come on back tomorrow. If we're going to watch some new stuff, I'll say different things, and it's going to be fantastic. Until then, have a wonderful day.